Yes, so as I was saying that had I not obeyed the Lord to not host Terry, if he ever came to Canada, then I would have been affected in some bad way. This person would have somehow caused me some kind of harm, betrayed me in some way. That's why when, God said, Nancy, you must not host Terry should he ever come to Canada. And the way he said it, guys, the tone in the Lord's voice, he was very serious. He was very, very serious about me not hosting this person if he would ever come to Canada. And I had no intentions of disobeying the Lord. But the Lord had to express himself in that way so that because he wanted me to have an understanding of the seriousness that I would find out. Look, he wanted me he wanted to give me an understanding of how serious he was about not aiding or hosting a person whom I would later find out committed so many crimes to come to Canada. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So the Lord just wanted to make that clear to me. No, you don't do that. Okay. And then I found out later why. So, yeah, it's been 5 years and I have none of us know whatever happened to Terry. Right? So, like I said in my other video, when I was talking to Terry, I said, please, 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 for the sake of your soul, turn from what you're doing. Turn from such wicked, your wicked heart. Turn from that and run to God, because He's waiting for you to run back to Him. He'll take you back. But instead, Terry chose to, he read everything. He read everything I wrote. And then he blocked me right after. So I have no idea if he is even still alive, guys, because God gives people, He gives all of us a certain amount of time to turn around from what we're doing, whatever we're doing. Okay, He gives us a certain amount of time to turn from our worldly ways and run to Him so that we will not die an untimely death and end up in hell. Because He gives us all a certain amount of time to turn away from the way we're living. And when we turn away from the way our worldly ways, God protects us and allows us to live a long time. He says that in the Bible. He says, if I don't know that verse, but there's a verse in the Bible, maybe there's more, but He does say that when we listen to Him, He will protect us and give us a long life. But people who are disobedient, He gives people time. He gives people a certain amount of time to turn from what they're doing. And if they don't do it by a certain time, then He will allow them to die. He will allow them to die, and they end up in hell. So it's not like He didn't warn. It's not like He didn't warn them. It's not like He doesn't warn all of us. Okay. So that's the reality of walking away from a loving God who only wants to protect us from going to hell. So guys, when God tells you, like for those of you who can hear God's voice really clearly, you can hear God, the Lord Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. For those of you who can hear their voices really clearly, and you hear something, you hear a command, just do it. Because if you say, well, you know what, Lord, that doesn't make any sense, so I don't know about following through with what you've just told me or commanded me to do. I don't know. I just maybe I'll just not listen. And then, you don't listen to what He says, and then you come across the situation where He told you, He gave you a command about something, and then you come across that situation, but then that situation, shows you the reason why you should have obeyed God in the first place. You will somehow be harmed by it, or you will cause other people to be harmed by it because of your disobedience. That's why, I made this video, right? To please listen to God whenever He tells you something to do something. And I know that I extended myself with that explanation by giving you an account of what happened to my friend. But I think it was still a good thing because I told you what happened. I told you what happened with my friend, and which was so unfortunate. But had I listened to God, had I not listened to God about not hosting Terry, had he come to Canada, then I would have been affected in the same way that everybody that he stole from all parts of the world who were sending in packages and money, I would have been affected in the same way that where he stole from those people, and he also stole from the orphanage. So what an unfortunate event or series of events that happened. I was completely shocked when my friend told me that she was jailed. I'm like, what? Jailed? No, you don't belong in jail, because I could see her heart. There's nothing bad in her heart. She is exactly who she is. She is a very genuine, very loving, kind, compassionate, very generous person. She takes from what she makes to feed those kids. When she was working in the first orphanage that she had to disassociate herself from, and when she was and now with this other orphanage, she takes from whatever she makes from her income, and as much as she can, she uses some of whatever she makes to feed the children. She was doing it at the first orphanage, and she's now doing it at the second orphanage. And by the way, let me all tell you that the girl that I'm talking about happens to be the fiance of the friend she's the same girl that's the fiance of the friend that I sent some funds to help him start a potato business. But then that failed because the land that he had rented from a friend, he needed his land. So he did not allow my friend to continue on with using his land to pursue or to move forward with his business because he needed it. And the sad thing was, when my friend planted the potatoes at the beginning of this year, when the harvest came in, it was so small, so they couldn't really do anything with it. So, but they could use it, they're using it to help feed themselves and the children. Like first the children and then themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're using it towards the orphanage, so which is good. So he's also the friend that, since the potato business did not work out, so now I helped them again, and now they are going to start a juice business. So my friend has a sister who just opened up a little restaurant, and my friend is going to become a partner with her in her restaurant, and they're going to add a juice selling business, right? And he also has a car, so they can use the car also as a part of the business. So I will have those videos, that video about my friend, okay, with the juice business. I'll have that video in the description box so you could hear about his story. Yeah. Oh, by the way, my friend, the girl, she just got engaged, right? So this relationship is a new relationship. So they just got engaged, and they're very new to each other. They just met at the beginning of the year. So now they're engaged, and I know for a fact that God put them together. This was a God thing. This was definitely a God thing. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So I guess that's it, and I will give you guys updates about this terrible thing that happened with my friend. Like I said, we have no idea what has happened with Terry, who stole all the money. And by the way, in the beginning of the video, I did state, or at some point in one of the parts of the videos, I did state that the name Terry is not the real person's name. I would never give out real names. It's a pretend name. Okay, so I just made up a name to refer to this person so that there would not be any confusion when I'm telling the story. Okay, so like I said, I will be giving you guys an update as to what happened with Terry because, like I said, we have no idea what happened to him in the 5 years since he did this crime, and we don't know if he's even alive. We have no idea if he's left the country, Uganda. We don't know because at the point in time when everybody discovered, what he had done, he left the area. He left the area because the police were looking for him. So we don't know. But to me it was just so amazing because before he got reported, he was running around in a very like he was just running around in a very desperate fashion, trying to get money and things out of everybody that he knew. And to me, that's a depravity because he had become so desperate for money that it didn't matter to him who he was asking. He would ask everybody that he knew. Somehow, in a way that he was asking people in a manipulative manner, trying to get money and things out of them, because he had already taken so much, and he was like a vacuum cleaner, that was out of control. He didn't care who he came across. He just wanted as much as he could possibly get from people that he knew. Anybody. I don't even know if he was trying to get money out of strangers. I don't know. But his depravity was it was at an extreme level. Okay, it got to an extreme level because of the way he was going about trying to get money out of people. I know because he was doing it with me. It was just crazy. The way he was trying to get money and things out of me, I couldn't understand. It didn't make any sense because he was not behaving this way in the months before his heart became dark. Anyway, guys, that's the end of that testimony. And like I said, I will give you updates about the situation of what happened with my friend and this criminal act that was committed against her and the orphanage and the children and many people. I will give you updates. So, okay, guys. So don't forget to subscribe. At the bottom on the right side, my picture will be there. Place your cursor on it and click on it so that you will subscribe to my channel. And below the video, you will see it says subscribe, and then you will see a bell next to it. So click on the bell, because when you click on the bell, you will be notified every time I post a video. Okay? Alright, guys, so that's about it. And thanks for dropping by. If you have any comments, any questions, just post them. Okay? Yeah, just do that. So I love everybody, and I love your pets, and I would die for you. Yes, I would die for you. And los quiero a todo mundo. I just said I love everybody. Los quiero tanto, tanto. I love you very, very much. Dios bendiga toda su familia. God bless all your family. And your food. Y su comida también. Disfruten de su comida. I just said, God bless your food. And have fun. Enjoy your meal. And all of that. Okie dokie. Okay? Alright. Los quiero a todo mundo. Chao, chao. Bye.